Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and it's the 1st of December, which means I get to start opening my book advent calendar plus the other 2 cheeky advent calendars that I treated myself to. So let's start with book 1. Now, if you don't know about my advent calendar series that I do, I treat myself to this time 12, but last year I think it was 6 books throughout the year that are either set at Christmas or are set in the winter period or about Christmas. They're various different genres, and I then wrap them up in about October, actually, just so that I can forget what they are. My husband then numbers them, and then this year I'm going to be opening one on the 1st. I will then not open one tomorrow on the 2nd because it will give me 2 days to read the book. I will then upload on the 3rd of this video with the review of this book, and I will then be opening the 2nd of my advent books, and so on and so forth. So today I will be opening this book, the first door on my marshmallow advent calendar, and the first door on my Look Fantastic beauty calendar to see what we get. I'll leave a link if you want to go and find out more, and here we go. Let's see what book I'm going to be reading first for Christmas book advent calendars. Ooh, okay, so the first book that I'm going to be reading is Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. So from what I can gather from the back of this, it's the story of 2 sisters. They're very different. One has gone off, travelled the world, become a famous photojournalist, and the other has stayed at home or stayed nearby, got married, had children and raised a family and looked after the family's apple orchard, I think it is. And then they end up coming back together as their father is on his deathbed, and they are forced to sort of confront each other. Their mother is quite a cold woman, and so she offers them no sort of sympathy or warmth at all. I believe this is going to take us back in time, looking at a sort of love story in Leningrad, so possibly during the war, and it's going to link these 3 women, the 2 sisters and their mother, in ways that we don't know. So I'm really looking forward to this one, and I can't wait to get stuck in. Actually, it's just the right book at just the right time, so I will let you know at the end of this video what my thoughts were on it. But for now, let us open door number 1 on this magnificent marshmallow tasting on an open fire advent calendar. I got this from Not on the High Street, which is I don't know if it's just UK or worldwide, but it is a website where you can find different things from different sellers, and it just sounded brilliant. There's all sorts of interesting flavoured marshmallows, and I do love a good marshmallow. So let's see if I can find door number 1. Right, door number 1 is here. So let us open that up and peel away. Oh, peel away, and here we go. What is this one? It's green, and it's got, oh, it's really minty. It must be sort of a choc chip mint. I'll let you know, hold on. That was really nice. That was like an after 8 mint, if you've ever had those. A really nice mint choc chip marshmallow. Oh, I can't wait for the rest of these now. Let's move on to my beauty calendar. Right, my beauty calendar is a bit bigger. It looks like this, this is the bit where I probably break everything. It's absolutely beautiful inside, and it lifts up with a mirror, if you can see that. And each of these drawers has all the different numbers inside, with different gifts in. So I'm just going to find number 1 before my arms break. Hold on, I'll be back. Okay, so I found number 1. Here it is, with the 1 on it, if you can see that. So let's see what is in here. It's really nicely wrapped. It says on it Spritz Me, which sounds exciting. And it is Illamasqua Lava Lips Marbled Lipstick. Ooh. In the colour Vixen, I think. Let's have a look. So it's by a company called Illamasqua, and it's called Lava Lips Oh, look at that. Can you see? That's got like a marbled texture on it. Oh, I'm going to put it on. Hold on. Okay, so I actually really like this colour. It's not as bright as I thought. It doesn't look too bad. It's got a real, almost minty taste to it. I've not heard of this brand before, Illamasqua. That probably is showing my beauty ignorance. So yeah, I'm really pleased with day one. I've had a lovely chocolate chip marshmallow. I've got a really nice lipstick to add to my collection, and I've got a really great book. Well, what I hope is going to be a great book, certainly one that I'm interested in reading, which I'm going to go and read now, and I'll catch you in a minute and let you know how I get on. Okay, so cut to 2 days later. It's now the 3rd of December, and I've just finished Winter Garden by Kirsten Hanna. It is early in the morning, but I have been crying. This book was so emotional, and in a very surprising way for me. It's set over 2 timelines. We have the present day, where we've got 2 sisters who are in their sort of early 40s. They've both had very different lives. One travels as a photojournalist. She's won the Pulitzer Prize, and yet she can't seem to stay still. She has a lover, but they don't seem to be able to be moving forward, even though he wants to. And then the other sister has always stayed near home, just down the road, and run the family apple orchard. She's got 2 older daughters who are at university and a husband, but things aren't going quite so well with her marriage and with her life there. And neither sister has been able to form a bond with the mother, who has always been cold and very reserved, and the only time showing any sort of emotion has been just before bedtimes when they were younger children, where she used to tell them Russian fairy tales. The father at the very beginning of the book becomes ill, and on his deathbed he asks each of them to do a certain thing. I won't tell you what it is, and this transpires in us then flitting between present day and between Russia and Leningrad during the Second World War and the siege of Leningrad. And I was fine until the last 30 pages, and I think I cried the whole way through. It hit me right here. It is truly emotional. We follow this amazing story of a time in history where people had to put up with and endure the most amazing atrocities and cruelty, and I just, yeah, to think that this is probably based in part on truth makes me very, very sad. It was a brilliant book, a really brilliant book. It's my first Kirsten Hanna, although I do own a couple, and it just bodes well for any future books by her, and I just don't feel like I can give this anything less than 5 stars. It's an amazing way to have started my reading. It was a true page turner, and definitely one that I would recommend if you like contemporary, semi-historical fiction, but a contemporary fiction. This was really good, and more surprising for me, because I don't generally like books that are set anywhere around wartime. However, this had enough of everything else and was much more about a family that it meant that I just ended up really, really enjoying this. So let's open today's book. It's the 3rd, book 2. Let's see what it is. It feels like a big one, so. But I forgot, this is one for the next video, so I'll catch you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.